you guys, I gave you all the other stuff. Just 1934 was the last time a Lobo coach won 8 in his opening season. Coach is now tied that. That was Quinn Henry, 1934. We'll start with a statement. We have 2 guys here, and then we'll go to you guys on the Zoom.
Great win, for our team. Proud of the guys. I think we were ready to play, and that's what I was concerned about all week. Because sometimes, teams get to this point, and they're in the race, and they screw it up against the team that they're favored against because they're looking ahead or something. But I thought we played in the moment. I love the way we started fast. That was something we talked about all week. That their offense is really built more to play on the lead than play from behind. So I love the way the offense started with the first 2 drives. Coach Nowinski put together a tremendous plan because we really dominated defensively. We were able to keep them in a lot of long yardage situations, which is not their forte. We did a great job creating some turnovers on defense. Offensive staff did a good job, and the players with fixing our fundamentals and not turning the ball over on offense, making them earn it. And then I did like the way the offense finished. James Lobstein's a warrior. I mean, he had a crack in his leg, and from that UNLV game, we thought, they told us one time he was going to be out for the whole regular season. He comes back and he ran his ass off on those 2 conversions, one on 3rd down, one on 4th down. He was awesome. So we're very proud of this team. Just another in the long line of things they accomplished this year that haven't been done in a long time, and very proud of them for winning here in Colorado Springs for the first time in 25 years, first time since 1997 being 8-3. So very, very proud of our players.
Because of the sacks, it's not going to stat sheet, but it felt like Jack in the first half just had kind of a magnificent rushing. I feel like he had some huge conversions and all that as well. I mean, just how big was that getting all that out?
He did a good job extending plays. Early in the game they were playing. They ended up going back and playing us a little bit more man. We had obviously they didn't fear us that much in the passing game because they had gotten away from playing man, but they came back and played some more man against us. And we hurt him on some of the ones when no one's eyes were on him, and he did a good job escaping. So Jack had some big. I think there was at least 2 third downs he converted with his legs, and did a really nice job with that. And I thought he managed the game well. Didn't turn the ball over again. We only threw it 15 times. I have to look back. Offhand, I don't think any of those were bad sacks. I think they were sacks where it was good to protect the ball and not risk throwing it up. So I thought he did a nice job.
Did it feel like I know offensively it's you're playing from ahead from an option team. It's harder for them to come up and come back on you and all that as well. In the second half, was there more of a shift towards a more conservative play calling, or how did that kind of play out from the standpoint?
No, I mean not till the I think the second to the last drive there was. I told him I said because we had one series where we had 2nd or 1 and 2nd and 2, and then we take a sack, if we lose a yard, and we end up not converting. We had a couple penalties that hurt us on drives. So, I thought a little bit maybe, we got to do a better job within the game of getting the players. We went down at 2 touchdown drives right away. And I think maybe they thought, well, this is easy. We're going to be able to score touchdowns every time we go out there. And then credit to Air Force, it kind of reminded me of our Michigan game, where we were down 14-0 and then turned it over. And then they came out and had a heck of a stop for the first time. And held us to a field goal to make it 17-0. But it's against those teams that they play ball control. You're not going to have many possessions. You can't waste possessions. I thought we had some times. We were trying to run our play to draw them off sides, and twice we jumped on those plays and gave them. That was frustrating. That one right before the 2-minute drive we had at the end of the first half, we could have really scored and made it like a 20-point game or something. But we definitely had lulls, but I did like the way we finished the last 2 drives after they got the field goal on offense. And we had 2 good drives at the end, and we had 2 good drives at the beginning, and then the ones in between we got to improve on.
Obviously, I mean, a lot to on defense, particularly in the first half and all that. What stood out to you, and kind of the most, or maybe even surprised you, how you were able to kind of corral it?
Well, I thought we dominated the line of scrimmage. We got TFLs. I don't know the exact numbers of how many we had, but we got them off schedule. We got them knocked back. Mercury, credit to Mercury. Mercury let us some tackles tonight, which was good to see. We got them in the situations they're not comfortable. See at the end of the first half, they're not really comfortable in 2-minute situations. They're not comfortable when it's 3rd and 9. And it's tough. Hodges, I don't know, maybe sometimes maybe when you get thrown in there as the backup the first game, you don't have as many nerves. Now you think about it all week and maybe you have nerves. And he was struggling to throw it. So they went back to Johnson, started earlier in the year. And, I think we just made them uncomfortable all day. And it starts with, how we played up front and didn't really hardly give up any big plays. I mean, they had 21-yard pass, no runs. They were explosive. I mean, that was an outstanding job. Coach Lewinsky had a great plan.
I don't even know what like the tiebreakers look like, and obviously there's a ton of like games like that need to finish up that will affect the picture and all that as well.
One of the other games tonight.
Boise's up like what, or something like that. So San Diego State, San Jose. But how do you kind of tackle this now? It's you guys don't quite control your own destiny yet,
No.
but you have so much to play
for. I know this. We control our own destiny to finish 6-2 in the league, which will tie for the best record. And you know what? That'll be a heck of an accomplishment. So we got to focus on what we can control. We'll see what happens with the other stuff. I've always found I'm pretty lucky. So a lot of times things work out in life if everything goes well. But if it doesn't, we'll hang our heads high. And if we're 6-2 in the league and we lose the tiebreakers, I mean, we can't control that. We got to go play well and get a win, beat a really good San Diego State team. And San Diego State, you'd say, is the best defense in the league. You look at the last 2 weeks. I mean, our defense has played like a team is the best defense in the league. So we haven't maybe done that as consistently as them all season, but this will be a heck of a matchup next week.
Just two more for me. Obviously, a couple of absences tonight. I don't think I even saw Richard on the trip and all that. And then Slayton didn't play, and then Speech didn't play. What's going on with those guys?
Richard has some family stuff going on, so it's more of a personal thing. And then the other two guys just have an injury. Hopefully, they'll get back soon.
And then kind of like much has been made of Kalen DeBoer and the black hoodie of death and all that, and how they're undefeated and all that as well. I think you're 5-0 since switching over to the black hoodie in the Nevada. I mean, is that taking on a life of its own, or you're not even thinking of it?
I just am superstitious. We've had we had a 3-game winning streak that I wore the same outfit for all 3 of those games, and then we lost it to San Jose, and then I switched to this one. So when I first started wearing this, I was unfamiliar with that black hoodie of depth, and I read about it. So then I kind of chuckled. His is a little lighter. I think he wore like a little lighter fabric there. Coach DeBoer is a good dude. I used to, he was an assistant at Southern Illinois. I was an assistant at Western Illinois. We both recruited Chicago. He's really talkative. He loves to talk. Maybe he's got a little bit more quieter now that he's such a big wig down there and probably tries to stay low. But he'd love to chat you up at the school.
And then just one more quick one from me. Actually, I lied. The decision, like you said, like at one point, it looked like James is going to be out for the season, kind of like breaking his leg. I mean, just kind of walk me through like what the last couple of weeks have been like in terms of him getting to a point where he can practice and then not only like throw the ball but literally run into contact tonight.
He's a tough sucker, man. I mean, he should probably be an Army Ranger, a Navy SEAL, or Air Force Special. He's a tough sucker. The training staff told me, he's going to be out for the whole regular season. And then he kept working, and then it became, well, maybe he's got a shot. He's doubtful for this game, but maybe he'll have a good chance for San Diego State. And then it became, he feels really good. He wants to practice Tuesday and see what he can do. And on Tuesday, they just let him throw. They didn't really let him run. On Wednesday, he ran, and the doctors cleared him. I think he had some kind of crack in his leg, but he's coming back and, plays, 3 weeks, 21 days later. He's a tough sucker. And I mean, those 2 runs at the end, how he pushed the pile. One was like a 3rd and 3, and the other one was a 4th and 2. I mean, those were big time elite runs, man. He's a warrior.
Coach, what makes this team so special? I mean, you're playing a lot of games the first year. I've seen a lot of teams come through this program. It seems like this team never allows the moment to get ahead of them. They seem poised under pressure.
Yeah, I think we're a very mentally tough team. I think we're a very, very mentally tough team, and we didn't fall trapped of looking ahead or anything this week to San Diego State, having the number 1 team in the conference coming in there, and I think they're very close. I think they really care about each other. That was kind of the point I made to the team, and I talked to them. I was this morning or last night, but I know you guys care enough about each other too much to give anything but your best effort and your best focus in a game like this. And they're a special group. I'm very impressed how they've come together. So many new guys, and really built a family that cares about each other, and are doing a lot of special things. And it's the power of a group of guys coming together and believing in each other and working their tail off together. And strength coach has done a great job bringing those guys all since the summer, and love those guys. Proud of them.
Anyone on Zoom have any questions for Coach?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Coach, we've seen you win shootouts. We've seen you win ugly with some turnovers, but I don't think we've seen you play defense quite like this. You held a team that runs the ball as well as they do to 2.3 yards per carry, which is just astounding. Just talk about, I know you touched on the defensive effort before, but just talk about what they did tonight.
Incredible. Great plan. Gave them some different looks. And, this was the first time that as a head coach, we played like an option team, so, I didn't really know. I mean, I remember we played, when I was in South Dakota State in 2016, we played Cal Poly when they were running the option. They killed us. They beat us at home. And, you're like, I was like the old line coach. You're just hearing the bitching about going on about how our plan sucked and how it didn't work. So, I trusted Spence. I think he put together a good plan that got him off schedule. We didn't sit in the same fronts all the time. We gave him different looks. And, I think I probably motivated them. And I was really trying to motivate the offense. But my son said something to me in the locker room. But I made a point that, Air Force had 5 games this year where they scored 30 points and lost. So I made a point, hey, we better be ready to score this week. And I kind of challenged the offense because they scored 20 last week against Colorado State. That, that's not enough. And Jackson said something in the locker room. He goes, 20 points is plenty. So I was meaning to motivate the offense, but I think I made it motivate the defense that talking about that. But no, I mean they. And again, they were without their starting quarterback. So, I mean, I give pause on that. But, obviously we defended them a lot better than other teams in our league did.
Any questions, Coach? All right.
I got one more for you.
Oh, you
Before
got
you leave, one more, Coach. But look, this sets up what could probably be called the biggest regular season game in UNM football history. Just talk about the week that lies ahead for you guys, because there's so much riding on this thing with San Diego State coming to town.
Awesome. Love big games. And again, this was like the vision that, Fernando had when he got here and when he interviewed me up there is, making big games here, and making things special here and making it big time where we're at. And we'll be hyping this up. I know they've done a good job already. They had, I already saw they're getting free concessions for students, which is great because I know it's a holiday break. They got the city employees. They got a deal for them to come to the games. We'll find a way to get people excited on a day where there's no work, no school for a lot of people, and hopefully have a great turnout. But this is what it should be. We're Albuquerque's team representing it, and what a great just weekend all the way around for Lobo athletics. Last night, big win for the hoops team. Was proud of Coach Olin. Gritty comeback to beat Mississippi State. Was proud of our cross country team today. Great effort. Halftime winning the national championship. I mean, how awesome is that? There's one national champion. He's from the University of New Mexico. So I think New Mexico athletics is doing a great job of just being a positive light for the whole state and the whole city of Albuquerque, and got another great opportunity to host on Friday.
Coach, one more. I know you've said in the past, like throwing out numbers of how many fans you want in the stands. Do you have a message?
I want
to the
30,000.
Lobo Nation?
We need 30,000 fans on Black Friday, baby. We need 30,000 fans, loud as hell, making a difference in this game. Because I was so proud last time when we had 27,000. It's a bigger game now. This team's got 2 more wins, and this is a championship game. This is a chance to win see a championship team play. So I want to see 30,000 there.